What's going on, folks? Today I'm going to be reviewing the game Power Yahtzee. This game came out in 2005 from Winning Moves, and it is for one or more players. Now, the object of Power Yahtzee, as in most Yahtzee games, is you're going to try to get the highest score by the end. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be rolling dice and trying to make different combinations of them. This version has a power die that has some rather interesting features on it and changes up the game significantly. So let's show you Power Yahtzee. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. This game has 6 dice, and it has 5 regular dice here, and then it has the power die. And I really like this tray. It's shaped like a ship wheel, and anytime you're rolling the dice, you can set aside dice and put them here in these little spaces over here like that. That's pretty cool, I think. But it does take a little bit of time to get the dice out. But anyway, if you have never played Yahtzee, here's the basis of it. You've got this score pad over here, and this score pad is a little bit different than a typical Yahtzee score pad because of the power die. You've got an upper section and a lower section, and what you're going to do in a typical Yahtzee game is you're going to take these dice and then you're going to roll them. And then what you're going to try to do is you're going to try to fill out these different types of hands. On the upper section, you're basically going to be trying to collect one type of number, like you're collecting 1s or 2s, and then you'll put the score in here. And on the lower section, you have different combinations that are typically like poker hands, like a 3 of a kind would be like 3 of one number, and then you'll total the rest of the dice, and then 4 of a kind. The full house being 3 of one kind and 2 of another. The small straight and the large straight, but those go up sequentially. So a small straight could be like 1, 2, 3, 4. The large straight would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chance is if you end up rolling something that's none of these things, or if you just want to get some points, you can basically add the total of all the dice up. And then the Yahtzee is the 5 of a kind, and those are the hardest to get. And anytime you score a Yahtzee, you'll put the points there. But if you score another Yahtzee, you'll put those points there as well. And then what you'll do is you'll total the lower section and the upper section together. Now what happens is you'll pick up the dice, and you'll have up to 3 rolls, and you can set aside dice as you're rolling them. So let's say I roll this, and I've got a 3, 4, and a 5, and a 6. So that's a small straight, so I could do that. Or if I wanted to collect 6s, I could do that. But let's just say I decided I was going to go for the small straight. I have 2 more rolls that I can do, and I'm just trying to go for a large straight, and I got the large straight in the 3rd roll. So what I would do is I would just go ahead and put the point value over there, and that would go to the next player. Now where the power die comes in is this has a few functions. You can roll this up to 3 times, or you can hold on to it if you would like to, or just basically if you decide to change your mind and roll it after holding on to it, you can do that too, but you get up to 3 rolls with this. This is a multiplier of 1, so basically what that means is if you keep this or you end up with this, whatever you get here for the total, you're simply going to just put that as the number. You have the number 2. This is going to double the value of whatever you roll. So, for example, if you ended up getting a small straight that was 30 points, it would then be worth 60 points. The 3 is going to triple the value of the score or that you rolled. You have here the anchor. Now, whenever you roll this, you're basically going to end your turn and score whatever you can. So if you ended up rolling this and with this, you're going to have to try to make the best score you can with that. And the other one you have is what is called the P3. Now the P3, you'll also get to triple your score, but you will also get an extra die roll as well. So you get 4 chances instead of the 3. And the interesting one here is this with the 2 with the sails. Now what this will allow you to do is it will allow you to put your dice roll in 2 different spaces here on your score pad. So for example, if you ended up rolling, say, 3 4s with a 1 and a 3, you could go ahead and put the 3 4s here and the 3 of a kind because there's 3 4s. And then you can also go ahead and count and add the 4s here on the upper section as well, which in this case would be worth 12 points. Now, one interesting rule in this game that none of the other Yahtzee games have that I know of is that whenever someone fills out all of their spaces here on their score pad, the game is going to end. So this die basically becomes important because this will allow you to do it quicker. And if it turns out you don't have it finished by the time someone else finishes it, then every space that you did not fill out is going to be worth no points. So this is a race of sorts as well. So a typical turn will be like this. Let's just say I rolled and I went ahead and I got the 2. Now I can choose to keep this if I want to, since I didn't roll the anchor, and I'm just kind of looking here at what I've got. And let's just say I decide I want to go ahead and collect the 6s. And let's just say I decide I want to keep that. Oh, and I got a full house. Okay, so let's just say I decide to keep the full house. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and fill in the 25 points for this. This is a multiplier of 2. And since this is powered by 2, you're going to go ahead and put the multiplier here, and you will score 50 points. And then you will go ahead and have to fill in one more space. So let's just say I decide I want to do the 5, so I will go ahead and put 15 points here, and then multiply that and by the 2, and then I would get 30 points. Now another interesting thing is with the bonuses here, you will get a certain amount of bonus points if your score exceeds a certain number. So for example, if you get 150 points or more, you'll get a 50 bonus. 200, you'll get that. 300, you'll get that. So again, that's another interesting variant that comes with this game. And one other thing, if it turns out you roll and you are unable to place the points for your roll anywhere, you're just simply going to pick a spot and place a 0 on it. And whenever somebody goes ahead and fills out all of their spaces, the game is going to go ahead and end, and then you will simply total the lower section and the upper section together, and then you will go ahead and put in your final score, and whoever has the highest score is going to win the game. And that, folks, is Power Yahtzee. So my final thoughts on Power Yahtzee. Well, we have several different types of Yahtzee games over here, and this is probably one of my favorite ones to play. Regular Yahtzee is okay, but with the power die, that really adds a lot of different elements to the game, especially when it comes to taking chances. One thing it can do, obviously, is that it has the multiplier, so you're asking yourself, do I want to try to get a bigger multiplier, or do I want to keep what I have? And the space on the die where it has the 2 with the sails on there definitely makes this game interesting, because as you know, this game ends as soon as someone fills up all their boxes. That doesn't happen in any other of the Yahtzee games that I have. So this game is not only a press your luck, but it's also a race of sorts as well. So you have to figure, do you want to try to go for a bigger score, or do you want to try to get some more of the spaces filled out first? So yeah, I really like this a lot. Yahtzee is a press your luck type of a game, and you're trying to fill out all of these different things. And of course, you have the choices. You want to go the upper section or the lower section. But yeah, that power die changes up everything in this game for sure. Sometimes I've taken chances and I end up getting a 1 for a multiplier when I had a 2 originally, so I ended up losing points. And then other times I would end up, getting the triple, and it would triple my points. So there's a lot of cool choices in this game, and this is a Yahtzee game I would recommend getting if you like the Yahtzee series. Now this particular version probably goes for about $20, and I love the dice tray. It looking like the captain's wheel, but it is a little bit of a pain trying to get those dice out individually, since they are spaced out the way they are on the wheel, and dumping it out, the dice typically go everywhere. So it takes a little bit of time trying to get all those dice out once you place them there. My wife and I typically don't place them there. We just put them to the side. There is a Power Yahtzee variant that you can get that doesn't have the tray. It just has the dice and the score pads in there, and that goes for a lot less. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this game if you like the Yahtzee series. So guys, that's my review of Power Yahtzee. We'll see you later. Keep on gaming.